All right, let's talk about one of the most important steps in the home buying process, and that is to become qualified. And I can see it all the time where people oftentimes think that they're qualified, but they're not. The only way that you are properly qualified if you need mortgage financing, if you've submitted your proof of income and your credit score has been checked. And that means the lender would be willing to give you a signed letter that you are pre-approved for a mortgage finance. And I can't tell you how important that is, because we see this all the time. People think they're pre-qualified, they go make an offer. Sometimes the lenders will even say, yeah, just go ahead and find a realtor, find a home, make an offer, bring it to us, and then we'll take care of it from here. But that is not a proper pre-qualification. Even if you've been dealing with the same bank for 10 or 15 years, it doesn't matter. You have to prove your income. You need that letter. The most important thing to a seller is that you're a qualified buyer. I mean, do you get that? It's really important for the seller to know that. They want to know that they're selling to somebody that in fact can pay for the property. And that's why a lot of times there's collapsed deals, and we see it all the time. So having that letter gives your potential offer a lot of merit when it comes to the seller choosing an offer, and especially if you happen to be in a competing offer situation. But being able to prove that you're qualified goes a long way. It puts you more in the driver's position when it comes to the negotiation. I mean, what buyer doesn't want to be able to negotiate better terms, better possession day, better price, everything that works for you, the buyer? And you have that extra position of strength when you can prove to the seller that you in fact are qualified to receive mortgage financing. Now, one thing I want to make clear about mortgage financing, I'm not a mortgage broker, so I don't go too deep into the nitty-gritty details of mortgages, but I do know this. Mortgages are just like choosing a property. There's actually a lot of different kind of mortgages. Most people just look at the interest rates and nothing else. There's a lot more to it than that. And so, as I mentioned in the previous video, we work with some of the best mortgage professionals that are going to sit down with you and go over what are the best options for you when it comes to a mortgage. There's a lot of things to consider in addition to the interest rate. Of course, the interest rate's really important, but there are a lot of other things to consider. Your payout early options, whether you want to pay just monthly or bi-weekly, what are the impacts of that as well? Some of these lenders can be what we call A lenders. Some of them can be B lenders. There's all kinds of different mortgage types that you can get into. You have credit unions you can work with, like Alberta Treasury Branch, versus a chartered bank like the Royal Bank, or private money. And all of these things are available to you depending on your situation, depending on your credit score, and your ability to demonstrate to the lender that you can pay back this loan based on your credit history. So you want to really look carefully at the options when it comes to mortgages. Trust me on this. Don't just shop for interest rates. And that's why it's so important that you work with a good mortgage professional.